Alrighty. So who are we going to talk to? Ooh, let's talk to John in Georgia. John, you're live with Eric and Lloyd.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good, Eric. How are you?
Doing all right. Say hi to Lloyd.
I feel left out, John. You need to say hello to me as well.
Well, I was Lloyd, how are you doing?
Thank you, John. I'm doing well.
We're all introduced.
Yeah. Okay. Lloyd, I hope you don't do me like you did the caller about prophecy. You kind of got on him a little bit. Hope you take it easy on me.
I'm going to go in all guns blazing, John. You'd better...
Oh, thank you.
We're doing the good cop, bad cop. I'm going to protect you, and then he's just going to come in and like throw the coffee cup against the wall and shine the light in your face.
Okay, I will.
I'm warming up.
I'm
warming up for the atheist experience.
Oh, no, is that it?
Okay.
We're the nice show. Okay. No, Johnny, you're good, brother. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, I would consider myself a believer, but I guess weak. I'm not too strong into it.
Okay.
But I often hear a lot of atheists, and Eric, I'm kind of familiar with you, but not a lot. I kind of like the fact that you know a lot about the Bible. But I hear a lot of atheists talk about there's no evidence. And I've always wondered, what would the evidence look like for atheists? What would you be looking for?
Well, it depends on the claim, right?
Well, yeah.
So how about we talk about a mundane claim first, right?
Okay.
So I'm sitting here holding a piece of paper. It has handwriting on it.
Beautiful
it looks like notes for possibly a talk, and I don't know who wrote it, but I can take a pretty good guess if the claim was that Lloyd wrote it, then evidence to that would be pointing to him having written it, right? And so let's go over that evidence. It's sitting right where he was when he was giving the talk in our speaker series just about an hour and a half ago. I know
there are blood marks on it. Yeah,
I know the production crew, and I know that I know their handwritings, and this isn't it. And it has a lot to do with what was on the talk. So I would consider this pretty strong evidence for having been written by Lloyd. What would you say about that?
I would say that's probably perfect analogy.
Yeah. But let's say I'm wrong. Could I be wrong?
You could.
Sure.
Possibly.
Sure. Will I burn in hell forever if I'm wrong?
No, I would say not.
So I definitely think that claims that are less mundane and more extraordinary definitely are going to require some evidence that's going to really substantiate that claim, right? So instead of someone having written a note, a miracle. Let's talk about a miracle. Well, the very first thing you need to do is let's talk about the claims of miracles in the Bible after we establish that miracles can happen in the first place. Right? And that would be good evidence, because if you could prove miracles, then that would definitely substantiate, okay, well, were the claims in the Bible miracles? And go across that way. Do I know what it would look like? Dude, I have no idea.
Well, I'm glad you said, and I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, go ahead. I'm talking a lot. Go for it.
Okay. I'm glad you said something about prove miracles. I might be a believer, but I'm not one of those who say you can prove God or prove miracles. And I'm kind of interested in what you said there. See, I don't really think you can prove miracles. I think maybe you can show there's a high possibility. Would that be okay?
I think it all depends on there's the well-worn phrase, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. How big is the claim?
Yeah.
And if it's a really, really big claim, then you're going to need really, really compelling evidence. So let's say, for example, that someone's eyesight improves immediately after they've prayed to be relieved of their malady. They could think sincerely, and probably would think, that is an answer to their prayers. But there are, medically speaking, it's possible that there's just been some kind of remission happen. And it certainly would make more sense for there to be a medical explanation for this happening that just coincidentally happened to align with the prayer, than that there is a supernatural being who is running the cosmos, specifically interested in affairs on planet Earth, to the point of decreeing in the Old Testament that people who are attracted to the same sex ought to die, at Leviticus 20:13, and is interested in policing, what goes on in people's bedchambers and goodness knows what. When you start to kind of examine and drill down into what theism entails, the possibility of a medical explanation for something like someone's eyesight being healed around the same time that they pray becomes far more appealing than the prospect that we're all just kind of pawns in some cosmic game that's being played, and that we're the kind of playthings of this monster who, as I mentioned to a previous caller, has a lot to say about, I don't know, shellfish and what kinds of sex are okay and not okay, but seems perfectly fine to watch 9 million die in the Holocaust. So my issue, if I were coming from your perspective, would be, what's the end game here? Where does theism take us in terms of explaining the universe? Because bottom line, if theism is true, for me personally, it makes the universe a far more messed up and complicated thing or place to exist than it would be if there are naturalistic elements in play and we are the product of nature rather than the design of a theist entity.
Yeah. Well, I know you have other callers, but if I could just say one thing real quick.
Just before we move on, do you understand a little bit more where we're coming from when I explain it that way? Have I expressed myself clearly? I'm English, you see.
Oh yes, sir.
Anxious to present well.
Being from the South and people believe here, I kind of do like to ask them, why do you believe in God?
Yeah.
And the number one answer I always get is, I was raised that way. And, to be honest with you, I do not like that answer because the Muslim was raised in his religion.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean,
there you go.
Sometimes I think I'm the only one who gets it down here.
Well, so, I actually know that there are some incredible atheist skeptic groups in Georgia. And definitely hop online and check it out. I know that Recovering from Religion, their hotline project, does have some information as well that can help point you out that way. John, you're not alone, man. Mm. And it's absolutely okay to explore that. And I'm glad that you are. It comes from a very, very strong place of intellectual honesty to take a look at your own beliefs and question them. It takes a lot to do it, and we're glad that you're doing it.
Well, I think. And last thing before I go,
yeah, what's up?
We have talk and call-in radio shows down here like this one, but I don't know what public political affiliation you are, but down here we're Republican, or they are. I'm sorry, I'm not. And you call in. I've called in their shows before, and Republicans to me just are not open and just if I can use this word, assholes. I'm sorry, and it's kind of sad to me, being a believer, that I feel more comfortable calling in a atheist show than what's supposed to be a good Christian boy show like these. So I thank y'all for y'all's time and all.
Absolutely,
Thank
because
you.
We're the nice show.
We're the nice show.
Lloyd.
You have chosen well in choosing the show. But all I would say is, look, the minute we start generalizing too much about a group of people and what their attributes are or are not, it tends to be more divisive and kind of in a way plays into some of the reasons why the political scene is as it is at the moment, because people feel disenfranchised when generalizations are made, and they're made in a way that they don't feel reflects what they think. So that's all I would say on what you're saying. But I appreciate that
you're absolutely right, though.
I appreciate that you have enjoyed the tone, the friendly, accommodating tone, especially since you said at the beginning that you thought I'd give you a hard time. Did I give you a hard time?
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Not. So thank you for that.
I'm going to get the sack. This isn't the last.
No, it's all right. You're in the right place. John, we're going to move on to the next caller, but thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, have
Thank
a good
you.
day.
That was nice.
He's lovely.
Right?
I want to give him a cuddle.
Well, so